Okay, I'm going to beg your forbearance. We started a couple minutes late, so we're going to probably run about 5 minutes long. But at this point, we'd like to let the panelists provide a closing statement. And again, we had a coin flip. Dr. Sabet will speak first, followed by Mr. Morris.
I spoke first to start, so you can go ahead.
Okay, we can go that way if you want.
Yeah,
sure,
easy.
there we go.
Okay. Well, because I'm speaking first, and I invite Dr. Sabet to explain to me what are the alternative smart approaches to marijuana, because there are none. There has not been any legislation, either through the state of Michigan or through our country, that will eliminate or even do anything to address the criminal justice system problems that we have. 20,000 people are getting arrested every year. Not only does that cause a significant problem to those individuals that have been arrested for when they have done nothing wrong to increase public safety, but it also keeps our police officers and law enforcement for taking their time to arrest people that do cause public safety to our society. There is not, I talk to police officers all the time, and I mean all the time. I've been a criminal defense attorney for 20 years, and I've heard it over and over and over again. Police officers do not want to have to police with respect to possession of marijuana. They do not want to be arresting people for possession of marijuana. It is a waste of their time, and putting them in jail, putting them on probation, putting them in the criminal justice system is a waste of our judicial resources. Instead, the right answer, the only thing that Michigan has the ability to do is to legalize it. We have that right, we have that ability to do it 2 weeks from now. And if we don't do it 2 weeks from now, we may not be given another opportunity to do it again. And if we don't do it 2 weeks from now, there is, again, not going to be any change. There is not going to be any legislation introduced. There's not going to be anything that we're going to have to do about it except deal with the problems that we have. Deal with the significantly large black market that exists in our country and in our state. The black market that controls how much marijuana is grown and distributed and given to our children, and how much and the people that are making money on it will not be the people that are selected and licensed by the state. They'll be the individuals that are in the black market that make their own determination who makes the money on it. There will no longer, we're not talking about big tobacco, we're not talking about big marijuana, we're talking about the black market. We need to eliminate it. We need to regulate it. We need to license it.
So big tobacco and big marijuana interests in New York and other states are behind funding the majority of this initiative and have done so with the signatures. You can look up those people, who they are, very powerful last names who are even related to people who are going to be governors of surrounding states, not this one. So the reason they're doing it is not because they all of a sudden are civil rights leaders. They're doing it because they want to make money. And the issue is the black market is thriving in legal states. In Oregon, they produce 5 times more marijuana than they can legally sell. And what happens to the rest of that marijuana? Well, it doesn't just get buried and forgotten about. It gets sold to the black market. Even with this initiative, we have an age limit, I know, of 21. Well, then who's selling to the people under 21? The idea that the black market's going away, they undercut the legal price, folks. They don't pay taxes or licenses. They don't worry about under 21 or not. They don't worry about how often they're open. They get to undercut your wonderful, legal price, and the legislators are going to be so excited and proud of themselves that they're going to make 12% tax, or it's actually, I think, 10% or whatever it is. They undercut that legal price. So actually, the illegal market's thriving. You have the worst of both worlds under legalization. The promotion and commercialization from a legal market that funds corruption, politicians, and puts themselves first over public health. Unless you think that marijuana is going to be the one exception to the pharma, tobacco, and alcohol rule, that's what's going to happen. And the thing about the alternative, which was the original question, I'm very happy to answer that. In fact, we've written legislation in multiple states. You can read our legislation that we've written in New Jersey, which is about expungement and criminal justice. We actually have all kinds of alternatives. And I will promise as I finish, and to pledge to you, Barton, and others today, that if this does not pass, we will, even though we don't get investors who invest in us and get their money back if we win, but we will find the money and we will come to Michigan, because we're already here. We're about to go announce a lot of support by the NAACP and others here in Detroit, so I'm late for my press conference, but we will, and work with you, and work with people who truly care about social justice, and fund an effort to decriminalize marijuana in Michigan, to reduce expungement and reduce those records. I will be more than happy. We would be, Patrick Kennedy, the #1 opponent of private prisons in Congress, will be the first one here, and I'm speaking for him now, I guess, to come with me and others and work on that proposal and get it done. I spoke to some lawmakers earlier today, Democrat lawmakers, who are having a lot of misgivings. They know where the pot shops are going to go. They know that their communities are going to be targeted, but they would want to work on decriminalization. So we will get it done. We will do that. But I just urge you all to actually read the proposal and what would be allowed. Thanks to Wayne State. Doctor, thanks for having us.
And thank again to both Dr. Sabat and Mr. Morris for joining us. We have a little goodie bag as a token of our appreciation. Thank you very much. And thank you again. Go to everybody, please give them a round of applause.
Are there any edibles?
The question was, are there any edibles in the bag? And the answer is no.
We'll test them.
And thank you to DLISAC and to the Eugene Applebaum College of Pharmacy for hosting the event. And thank you to all of you for joining us. Drive carefully. One final comment. Go out on November 6th and vote. Thank you again. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, I'll do it real quick. I really got excited. I literally did. And everyone's going to think I'm trying to ditch them.